I wanted to show you guys something. This is the time of year that fall is not on us yet, but it's like knocking at the door. And so there is something that I did as a child with my mom, and I still do it today. And I came out here, there's a tree. And so I came out here to look for this specific fruit. And I first thought there wasn't any on this tree, and it's usually loaded. And it doesn't have as many as it normally does, but they're still green. So, but it won't be long before we start picking up persimmons. Hang on, let me show you. Okay, this here is a persimmon tree. And let's see if I can get a fruit on here for you to see. Oh, right there. Right there's two, and they're green. They're huge though. They're huge. Normally this tree is extremely loaded, and the tree over here beside it doesn't seem to have any on it this year. But hang on just a second. But there are so many trees here on the farm that we have plenty of persimmon trees. And anyway, since it's getting close, and some of the ones out in the pasture are loaded. And when I say loaded, I mean loaded. This one makes me sad because it's actually in my yard. It's right here on the fence line, and so I'm kind of sad it doesn't have many on it this year. But anyway, like I said, there are several on the farm, and so it won't be long before we start picking up persimmons. I love picking up persimmons, and I love making persimmon pudding. I despise squishing out the stuff because you have to, and I despise washing them, but you gotta wash them because you don't pick them off the tree, you pick them off the ground after they've fallen, and they're so soft. Some of them smush and they get dirt, and so you gotta like really clean them good, and then you gotta smush them out. I don't enjoy doing that, but it's part of the process. So anyway, as I was thinking about these persimmon trees, and that it's almost time, won't be long, I remembered I still have some pulp in the freezer from last year. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a persimmon pudding. It's my daughter's favorite dessert. So that's what we're going to do. So come on, let's go make a persimmon pudding. Okay, hey y'all. Sorry. Well, I've showed you the persimmon trees. And yes, I gotta adjust the camera like always. So I hope I can, if we go check the cows later today, I'm gonna take you out into the pasture and show you some of the other ones that are loaded. It breaks my heart about the one in the yard because I don't know why it doesn't have persimmons on it. I mean, it has a few, but just, it's not loaded like it normally is. We've had a few storms, so I don't know if some of the storms have affected them or not. But y'all, this recipe, I'm going to make a persimmon pudding. This recipe brings back many memories. My mama made persimmon pudding all the time. And I don't think she did it the same way every time. I have a notebook that she has handwritten some of her recipes for me, and I cannot find it, and I am just absolutely heartbroken over it. And I've made persimmon pudding, and I've made it several ways. And like I said, my mama wrote down several different recipes, and I'm not sure. But I found, it's the sweetest thing. When I was in kindergarten, they did a recipe book, and like the outside cover was made from like wallpaper swatches or samples, and it was just hole punched and tied together with string. Well, I found my kindergarten book, and each parent submitted recipes. And I looked, and my mama, and they hand wrote everything. Nothing was typed. It was all hand wrote. And so my mama put in her persimmon pudding recipe. So I'm hoping it works out. We'll see. I don't see anything majorly different in that one than from her other recipes, but you never know. One little thing can make a recipe go crazy. Okay, in this bowl, oh, anyway, I was going to tell you, she made it when I was a little girl. And to my right is a door that leads out into our side porch that's really kind of a junk porch. It's where the washing machine is, but it's how we go outside. This is our main entrance to the house. We have a front door, but we don't ever use it. So, at this door is a little step down. Just one little step, little stoop. And when I was a little girl, when Mama would make the persimmon pudding, she would give me the bowl and the spatula, and I could sit right there on that little step and lick the bowl. And so I'm living in this home. This is my childhood home, and I'm living here. And this is the first time I made persimmon pudding in my childhood home. And so that little step, I keep looking over at it because that's where I was allowed to sit and lick the bowl, because I guess she didn't want me dropping it everywhere. But I kind of want to tear up a little bit. But this is my pulp from last year. Our last year persimmons. And I think this was from the tree I took you to that didn't have anything on it. So we need 3 cups of pulp. So I'm hoping. In fact, I better put it in a separate bowl just in case. I mean, if it's close to 3 cups, we're all right. Surely I wouldn't have froze it unless I had 3 cups. But goodness gracious, who knows? All right, there's one. There's 2. Yeah. By the time I scrape it down good, that's going to be 3 cups. Close enough anyway. Close enough. Y'all, it smells so good. Now, a lot of people are like, ooh, persimmon pudding. And I guess it is a southern thing. And not everybody in my family is fond of it. And it's all in the persimmon. I mean, you can't get a green persimmon and expect your persimmon pudding to be good, because then it just ain't happening. Because the green persimmon is nasty. Nasty. But a ripe one, it's delicious. Just ask my cows. They love them. They get to them before we can. Because most of our trees are in the pasture. We have one tree that's like cut off, or we shut the cows off and don't let them around it till after the persimmons come in. All right. There we go. All right, so 3 cups of persimmon pulp. And I guess this fall, when we get persimmons in, I'll show you how to squeeze them out and how to get your pulp. Anyway, in this bowl I have 2 cups of sugar and 2.5 cups of flour. Now, y'all know that I don't take the time to sift my flour. So I just take a whisk and go to town in it. So I'm going to add this pulp right on over here. Get every bit of it. My daughter doesn't know I'm making this. She's going to be so excited. probably need a spoon. We'll see if the spoon works better. So, like I said, that was 3 cups of persimmon pulp, 2 cups of sugar, 2.5 cups of flour. All right. Get our milk out. And I'm actually going to use my persimmon measurement so I can just get any leftover persimmon stuff out of there. And we're going to use 1.5 cups of milk. Knocked over my vanilla. Okay. So we'll get our whisk back out because you want to get all the lumps out, but I want to get this milk kind of stirred in so I'm not splashing it everywhere. Now this is like, this recipe right here, this dessert, this is the dessert that says, "Hello fall and welcome." So now I'm going to take my whisk. I'm switching back and forth. You didn't know one person could mess up so many utensils, did you? Sometimes you just got to use what makes it easy. And at first the whisk and spatula wasn't easy. I needed a spoon. But now to mix everything in, I need the whisk. Okay, so now let's add some vanilla. Tablespoon, eyeball it, more or less, however. 1, 2, 3. I did 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon, so. Alright, and I'm actually going to go ahead and I've melted a stick of butter. And I'm going to add this in before I add my eggs so the butter can cool and not cook my eggs. I mean, you can do it either way. Just be careful not to cook your... Don't cook them eggs. I don't know if Isaac likes persimmon pudding or not. I can't remember. I know Caroline loves it. Now, a lot of people put cinnamon and spices in theirs. I don't like spices in mine. I like just plain persimmon pudding. But by all means, if you like, I don't put spices in my sweet potato pie. I just don't. Okay, I'm going to bring y'all a little closer so you can see the consistency. And then we got to do the eggs. Can y'all see that good? All right. And I'm going to crack the eggs in my persimmon container. Again, in hopes of getting out any more persimmon pulp. Because that's like, well, I want to say liquid gold, but I'm not sure you'd call it a liquid. Kind of a liquid. Now this is 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. And I'm just scraping the persimmon pulp in there with it, any that I can get. And y'all, I have my oven preheated to 300. Pour my eggs in. And y'all, those little black flecks, that's normal. That's part of the persimmon. That's just part of it. Oh, y'all, this smells so good. I don't know if I ever finished telling you, I do have my oven preheated to 300. Now, what childhood memories are, I mean, does food and smells and stuff invoke memories for y'all? Because they sure do me. Y'all, I'm wearing my, see if I can bend down, you can see it, University of Mount Olive Mom shirt. My boy comes home tomorrow, and I don't ever work. I work PRN once in a blue moon, and I chose to work tomorrow. And I drive an hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes to work. And I have no clue what I was thinking. Okay. So now, what did I do with my spatula? Oh, there it is. Let me swirl it around in here and get the stuff cleaned off of it and mixed in. Okay. Y'all, it's such a pretty day here in Asheboro, North Carolina. It is so pretty that I have the windows open. I love my windows open. Y'all know that. The only bad thing is my husband is spreading chicken litter on my cousin's field and our fields. And if y'all know what that means, then you know why I'm laughing. It stinks! It stinks! My house stinks. I mean, not my house, but the odor coming in the windows. Oh, good grief. I keep walking back and forth. Alright, and I'm just going to spray my pan a little bit lightly. Just lightly spray. Okay. It'd be really sweet if I had a child little and give them the bowl and have them sit on the step. And you just pour this in a greased 9 by 13 pan. And we're going to put it in my 300-degree oven for 1 hour. And it's kind of a pudding, so it's not going to be like cakey or anything. But you'll know it's done if like a toothpick, if you insert a toothpick and toothpick comes out clean. Wish Judah was old enough to sit on my stoop and lick the bowl. So yeah. Oh, I miss my mama. That brings back memories. Right there, yes it does. Okay, so I'm gonna get this in the oven. I'll bring you back when it's out. Okay guys, well the timer just went off on my persimmon pudding. And I thought what I would do is show you what I mean by when a toothpick comes out clean, you know it's done. I'm gonna lay out just regular toothpicks. I've got 3 to lay out, but you really probably only need 1. So let's get this person. Oh my goodness. It's huge. Now it will settle down. after it sits a while. I don't think it's done, but we'll see. I may be wrong. So you want to use the center or in a thick part. Okay, it is done. Look at there. If it had not been done, you would see crumbs, or not crumbs, but like a batter on that toothpick. But maybe I should have used a bigger pan. I'm going to put it back in just because I like my top just a little bit browner. I'm going to put it back in for about 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. And then I'm going to get it out. So it's going back in for 5 minutes, y'all. Okay, y'all. I just got it out. It's a little browner on top, more like the way I like it. The edges look just exactly like I like it. But we'll check the toothpick again. See, it comes out completely clean. See if I can get it in the light where you can, nothing on it. And I've poked it several places. And it comes out clean. Let me get it down here where it's behind the stove, or the stove's behind it. And it's clean every time. So, persimmon pudding done. We'll do it. It's got to cool before I can do a taste test. So, me or Caroline one will do a taste test. So Caroline's getting in the persimmon pudding already. It's still warm. Yeah, it's still warm, so it's falling apart. Once it cools, it'll come out in complete squares.
I couldn't wait.
She couldn't wait. But it's very puddingy, see?
I'm getting every little bit of that
Square.
I hear Judebug. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Mom, you're killing my diet.
She said I'm killing her diet. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the rest of it home with me.
Take it home with you. Okay, so I didn't get to show you the other persimmon tree. Something a little more important happened. Holding my baby, my Judebug. So I hope y'all, I'll give a full tutorial someday on the persimmons, the picking and everything. So I hope you enjoy this video. And let me know if you've ever had persimmon pudding or if you like it. I saw Caroline walk by behind me. Bye, y'all. There she is. I see her head peeping. Come on in, Caroline.
Why?
Bye, y'all. Guys, I wanted to show you all something, and I'm sorry the camera's shaking, but I'm walking. And it is that time of year where I start getting really excited about something. And you know what? I don't see any. Got to be kidding me.